It's July and you haven't reached any of those goals that you set in January, be it your New Year's resolutions, goals that you wrote down on a journal, or you've even created a vision board because you've been seeing all of these girlies telling you, put it down on a vision board, visualize it, look at it every day. And you've been doing that and it doesn't seem like anything is going to happen this year. Well, I'm here to tell you it is not too late. I'm here to give you 5 easy steps that will help you to still achieve those goals this year. So you're probably asking yourself, why should you listen to me, right? Well, I created my first vision board in 2021 when I also came across the whole thing of, oh, manifest your life, put it down, cut down pictures, do everything, put it up. And I got interested in that because I also wanted to be able to live my dream life. And guess what? Most of those things that I put down on my vision board, I am living in them today. For example, my very first vision board, when I created it, one of the main things that I can say I have lived them was, one, I put down myself. Obviously, it wasn't myself, it was a picture of a random couple sitting in a camper van somewhere with a beautiful view. And guess what? A year later, I met my mister. I was not dating anyone at the time I created this vision board, by the way, but I met my mister, and guess what he had? He had a camper. And guess what we did? We went camping on his camper van. And that guy became my husband. You know why? Because it was on my vision board. Not that it was just there and it magically happened. No, obviously I took steps towards it. So that is why I feel like I can help you now as well. Actually, we can do this together because I also still have a lot of things, a lot of goals that I've set for this year that I still also want to achieve by the end of 2024. And another thing that I want to remind you guys is that just because something does not happen in that 1 year that you have put it in, for example, if you created a vision board or you had like your New Year's resolutions in January, or you wrote down your goals in January for the year of 2024, just because it is not achieved by end of 2024, it doesn't mean that you need to remove that, because sometimes some of the things will not happen immediately or in the timeline that we want or expect it to happen. Sometimes it might take a little bit more time. As long as you know that that is something that you really want, that is a goal that you are willing to work towards. There's still a lot of things. I remember on that very first vision board, I had a YouTube sign there saying that I want to start a YouTube channel. This was in 2021. And I didn't start my YouTube channel till late last year. That is like 3 years later. But you know what? Because it was there and it was something that I knew I wanted, I used to create videos all the time. I just never put them up on YouTube. And that was because at that time, it wasn't the right time for me, in a sense that I was too busy with work. I feel like I was very comfortable in my life and I didn't think that YouTube was something that I would benefit from and at the right time. But because the past 3 years I was preparing for a YouTube channel that I did not know when I was going to start, by the time I started, I had a library of videos that I knew I was going to be able to put up. I was ready for it. So sometimes it might not happen immediately or at the time that you think it will happen. But as long as you know very well that you truly want something and you are willing and able to start putting the steps and working towards those steps, it will happen. Look at me now. I'm on YouTube. This is my second channel. I monetized my first channel, and I told myself that once that first channel is monetized, I will then start on my second channel, which is this one. So it's things like that. You know, you put it on the vision board, but then you also need to work towards it. You do not give up on a dream if it's truly a dream that you really believe in and you really want. So the first thing that you need to do is take out those goals wherever they are. If they're in your head, that's a mistake that most of us make, that we do not write them down or put them somewhere where we can go back and refer to. Because if you don't have something either written down or somewhere where you can look at it, or like in a vision board, you tend to forget it and you tend to put it away somewhere at the back of your head. But if you have it written down, you are able to go back and remind yourself and work towards it. And on a daily basis, you can actually look at it. Step number 1, review and reflect. So the first thing you need to do under this step is to evaluate your progress. Look at the goals that you set at the beginning of the year, assess what you have achieved so far, what still needs to be done, and any obstacles you face. For example, I'll give you an example with one of my goals. The beginning of this year, I told myself that I want to get healthier, right? I want to lose weight and I want to be healthy. So the plan was I started with this last year already. I had started a challenge, a 30 days challenge with a group of women where we used to walk 5 kilometers for 30 days straight, regardless of it's raining, it's hot, no excuses were given. If you didn't do it that day, you were removed from the group. So I wanted to carry on with that momentum. But what happened is that because of traveling, because of family, because of holidays, what happened is I was not able to achieve any of my fitness goals so far. But I'm not giving up on it. I still have 6 months to hit it, and I told myself that I'll be able to do it. So now what I need to look at is okay, if I travel a lot and therefore that affects my fitness goal that I have, how am I going to be able to incorporate my fitness journey into my travels? So now what I have started doing is that when I travel, I pack my exercise clothes. So be it my sneakers, my exercise gear, like the sports bras, the exercise workout pants, and then the hotels that we stay in, I check, do they have a gym? If they have a gym, I make time for the gym. Be it early in the morning before we do anything, or in the evenings. Usually the evenings are better because we're coming back and we're unwinding and we're not rushing to do anything. And therefore I start going to the gym at that time and I use the equipment in that gym. So this is helping me to now start to get into the habit of exercising, hitting my fitness goal even during the travels, because what I have been doing is I'll start while I'm at home, and then as soon as we travel, I stop completely for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long we've been traveling for. And then I just don't want to get back into it. And that's not good. So I now incorporate that. And then in terms of healthy eating, because it's a whole, like a holistic fitness that I want, because I want to lose weight and I want to be healthy. So it's my diet as well. So now I start looking at what am I eating as we travel? Am I making good choices when I order my meals at restaurants, at the hotels we're staying at? What am I eating? How am I eating? All of those things matter. So I am now looking at the things that prevented me from achieving the goals that I had at the beginning of the year, and I'm seeing how am I going to change it for the rest of the year. So you can do the same as well. Look at your different goals that you have, see what you have achieved. I've achieved some of my goals. Like I mentioned, I became monetized in the first 6 months of the year, and that is something that I wanted to happen. I've become a YouTube partner. I started my channel late last year and I was working very hard. It was not easy. I was posting almost every day. Every single day I was posting a video, but that's because I had a library of videos, like I mentioned, I prepared before I even started the channel. So do that, review, look at those goals, see what has worked, see what hasn't worked, look at the obstacles. How can you overcome those obstacles? Be realistic as well. You do not have to be a superhuman when you are looking or evaluating at your goals. Do not be deceived by people that talk about overnight success. No, there is no such thing as overnight success, guys. Like, even if you ask anyone that has made it in life, they will tell you that they have been working at it for so many years or so many months behind the scenes without you knowing. It's only now that they're successful that they look like it was an overnight thing, but it's actually work that they have been putting in for so long. Then once you have evaluated your progress, look at identifying patterns. So these are patterns that either have helped you to achieve the goals or have prevented you from achieving your goals. So like I mentioned, with me, with the traveling, with my fitness goal, it was we traveled a lot. We were not in one place. And yes, we had a home base, but most of the time then we're here. Every month we're traveling somewhere. And that prevented me from being able to achieve those goals. But then I look at, okay, how can I use those hindrances? How can I now, during those hindrances, how can I work with those hindrances to help me to achieve my goal. And that is when I decided I will take my exercise gear with me. I will utilize the gyms that they have in those facilities. If there's no gym, I still go for a walk. I go for a walk. I take my skipping rope with me. I will skip, things like that. Look at those things and use them for your advantage. Step number 2, set specific and achievable goals. Here you need to define clear objectives. By this, I mean break down your larger goals into smaller goals. Break them down into small objectives, small little things that you need to do. So let me give you an example again of my YouTube channel, right? I said by June, I need to be monetized. I want to be monetized. So how am I going to do that? Obviously, I cannot just say, oh, I've got this big goal and I'm working towards it. So I needed to break it down. I looked at how many subscribers do I need to have? How many watch hours do I still need to get? And then from there, I checked, okay, if per day, this is how many hours I'm getting, this is how many subscribers I'm getting per day. Now I need to work towards getting that bigger goal. At the end, I started working with that. What can I do each and every day, each and every week, each and every month in order to get to that goal? So if I need 100 subscribers by June, how many do I need to get every month from January? How many watch hours do I need? If I need 1,000 watch hours by June, how many watch hours do I need? So make sure that each of the tasks that you have broken down are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Let me give you an example. If you need 1 hour a day for 6 months in order for you to be monetized, it means that one thing that you can do is maybe create a daily video that is 10 minutes if you know that you are guaranteed to have 6 people that will watch your full 10-minute video, right? So that is very specific. You create a 10-minute video because you are guaranteed that 6 people, which makes it 10 times 6 will give you the 60 minutes to make 1 hour per day, that someone to get to those watch hours that you need by June, right? So that is something very specific and it's time bound. So you make specific tasks that are like that. But obviously, these should be attainable. Do not say you want to make every day a 10-minute video if you know that you have to work, you have hobbies that you're doing, you have a family that you need to take care of, or you have a social life that you need to do. So you need to now say, okay, for example, I can do that myself because I'm by myself most of the time. I know that every day I can make a video, edit it, and I can post it. Whereas maybe you, on the other hand, you cannot make a 10-minute video for every day. But however, you know that, okay, I need a 1 hour video per week, for example. So then you know that you block out a couple of hours on whenever day you have, Saturday or Sunday, Monday, depending on your schedule and your availability, and you block that out and you say, okay, I will be making a 1 hour video because you know that 1 hour video, you need one person to watch it all throughout. But you need to know that you do have people that watch the entire video, because if you do a 1 hour video but people just watch, or the person just watches 2 minutes of it, it's not going to help you. So you need to make very specific. You need to know, your goals, break them down, do your research on how to achieve those goals as well. Obviously, I'm using YouTube as an example for this specific one, but it can be anything at all. Then you also need to prioritize the goals that have the most importance as well. So if you know that maybe you're suffering from a health condition, right, that could be helped by you exercising versus you wanting to have a YouTube channel that is monetized, what is more important? Your health, because you can have a YouTube channel, but then if your health is not good, then you will not be able to even make that YouTube channel or enjoy it if it succeeds. So you will prioritize what? Your health. So you prioritize the goals with the highest importance as well. So start with the goals that you know are actually more important. If your health is more important, start with that. If your YouTube channel is more important, start with that, as long as it's not affecting any other thing. And then from there, once you have identified these important goals, you are now able to allocate the right resources, amount of resources and amount of time that is needed, and that the resources that are needed to help you achieve these goals. So, looking at your health, for example, if you know your health is more important than having a successful YouTube channel because you have a health issue, you know that instead of spending 2 hours a day on YouTube and 10 minutes on exercise, you will then spend 1.5 hours on exercise and 30 minutes on YouTube. You see, you look at those things and you evaluate the importance of these things. Step 3, you need to create a detailed plan. You need to develop a timeline and use tools to help you to create this timeline and to actually stick to the timeline that you have created. This I know very well because if you have been a student researcher, or you have done postgraduate or any kind of studies or anything actually in life that requires you to be very time efficient, you would have used things like, we used to call it Gantt charts when I was doing my PhD, where my supervisor made us write down each and everything that needs to be done for a project. So we have the larger goal, and then from there you need to break it down to say, okay, by the end of this time I need to finish this. But how am I gonna do that? So we broke it down. There's so many apps available for us to use. And I remember when I was still doing my PhD, I used to use Excel, and I created like a Gantt chart using Excel. It really helped because I knew exactly what needed to be done by what time. So you can check what app you have to your disposal. If you have any of these softwares, these packages, you can check what you can use, but there's so many available. And what you do is you just break it down, as I've been saying. So break down what you want to do by when, break it down into smaller tasks, and break it down to deadlines. If you say you want to lose 5 kgs in 1 month, work towards that. Say, okay, I've got 4 weeks in a month. In week 1, how many kgs or grams do you want to lose? Do you want to lose 500 grams the first week, 2 kgs the second week, 500 grams the next week, 2 kgs the last week? Or how do you want to lose the weight? And then you move on. How are you going to be doing that? What are you going to be eating? Your diet plan. You put specifically to say, on Monday, this is what I'm going to be eating. On Tuesday, people count calories to help them with that. And then you do your exercise plan. What kinds of exercises do you need to be doing? So make a timeline and break it down. Set deadlines to say, by the end of this week, I want to have lost 5 kgs. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe it is 5 kgs. You say, okay, I have 7 days. How many kgs do I need to lose? How many grams do I need to lose? All of those things. And make sure that you stick to the plan that you have created. Step number 4, stay motivated and accountable. Guys, do not be deceived by all these people on social media around us, making it as if they are superhumans, like I mentioned before, and they do not get demotivated. Everybody gets demotivated. There's something that happens, that a small thing, a small setback can literally derail you. So you can find support to help you stay motivated if you need. You don't have to do things alone. Find friends, family members, tell them your goals, tell them your plans, ask them to help you to be accountable, ask them to check on you. Find a group. There's communities these days. You can go online, you can join a fitness group, you can join a creators group, you can join content creator groups, you can join people that are changing careers, you can join expert groups. You want to relocate, look for those groups. There are so many groups. You can find support everywhere these days because the world is open through social media, through the internet. You can find, if you don't want to be sharing with people close to you because you don't know how they're going to react. They might laugh at you, they might think you're weird, whatever. Find common minded people, similar minded people, people that are working towards the same thing. Find those people. They will help you stay motivated. Being demotivated is normal, but it doesn't mean that you stop. It doesn't mean that you quit. You know, when you're demotivated and you feel that things are not happening, it doesn't mean that now you have to give up on everything. I remember when I started my channel, there was one video I posted in December. It went viral for me. For me, it was viral. It is currently at 29,000 views. That is viral, guys, for me, because I'm a small channel. You know, if my average at that time, my average was like below 50 views per video. So now me getting a video go above, and it went like above 24,000, like this, guys. And all of a sudden in January, it died. Like, I was not getting views anymore. I was like, what is happening? You know, I could have stayed demotivated and be like, no, it's not gonna work out for me. YouTube is not it for me. But no, you know what I did? I found other creators that were small creators, and I spoke to them and we talked to each other. I asked them, you know, creators that have been in the space, and also going online as well, just watching other YouTubers that have been like, that are small creators and that were talking about their journeys, and realizing that it's actually about how important this goal is for me. Is it something that I really want or not? Because if it's something that I really don't want, then I can just pack up and go. But because it's something that I really wanted, I decided to be like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to work on this, you know. I'm a small YouTuber. I shouldn't expect to, you know, blow up and just be that. There's some people that happens and it hurts, because I saw some people that were like, oh, this one video, it blew up and now I'm blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, you know what? My time will come. And slow and steady also sometimes is the best way, because you blow up and then those people are not there for the rest of your content. It's just that one video, you know, things like that. But find a community. And another thing, celebrate those wins, guys. Celebrate those wins. This is something that I failed to do and I want to do myself, because when you celebrate those tiny, remember, we've broken down our goals now. We've broken down to say, okay, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, this is what I'm going to achieve. When you achieve that, when you achieve it, celebrate. It doesn't matter how small it is. Even if you have lost 100 grams, if you're working towards your 5 kgs, if that was a milestone that you had, celebrate it. I remember when I hit my 1,000 subscribers, because I was like, yes, you know, one milestone hit for YouTube monetization. And I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to get like the 1K balloons, but my situation where I was did not allow me to do that. But I wanted to. I remember when I finally hit my watch hours, I wanted to buy, but I didn't. And you know what I told myself? I told myself that, you know what, from now on, I will celebrate every tiny milestone that I achieved. My next milestone is to reach 2,000 subscribers, right? As soon as I reach that 2,000 subscribers, trust you me, I will be posting everywhere. I am buying those balloons. I've told myself that every time I double my subscription, so from 1,000 it will be 2,000, from 2,000 it's 4, from 4 it's 8, but every time I double my milestone, I am going to celebrate it big. It might be little to other people, but for you, it is actually big. So celebrate those things, because that keeps you motivated as well. That also helps you, your mindset, to see that, you know, you are doing something. And another very big thing about celebrating small wins is that it actually adjusts your mindset, because it reinforces the good feeling of you achieving that goal, and it motivates you to actually do it again. You know, it propels you to do more. It propels you, because those endorphins that you get from that celebration actually kickstart a chain reaction that we all want. Lastly, step number 5, adapt and adjust. Just be flexible. Be flexible. We are not superhumans. We are not gods. We are just human, and life happens to all of us. As I mentioned, I had a whole plan of getting healthy, losing weight, but life was like, girl, that ain't happening. So I was flexible. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to completely say, I'm stopping, I'm not going to do this, but I adjusted. I became flexible. I worked with what I could, with what I have in front of me. And I've decided that I'm not going to just break my goals and cancel my goals because things are not happening the way I thought or the way I want it to happen. Which is another problem that we have as people, is that if things don't go the way that we envisioned, if, you know, I say, okay, I want to lose 5 kgs in 6 months, and this is how I want to do it. I have my plan. I say, I want to eat this, I want to do that. And if that doesn't happen, we tend to be like, okay, no, it's not going to work. Whereas that's actually not how it's supposed to be. We need to work with what we are given. We need to work with the imperfections. The important thing is that you do not lose sight of that goal that you have. The important thing is that you still set your mind on that goal. However you get there, you need to adjust as long as you get to the end of that goal. A big mistake that we also have, which is probably why we are here right now, is because we make these goals and we do not have regular check-ins. For example, I had a digital vision board, and the way that I had regular check-ins with my vision board is because I made it as my wallpaper. It's actually still my wallpaper right now. I can show you guys. You guys see, this is my vision board. You see this? I still want to ride an elephant. There's the ski. I had planned that I want to learn how to ski. It's there. This was a business that I was working on, that I wanted to start, and I had started on it as well. So I have all of these things here. So daily, every time, not even daily, every time I pick up my phone, the first thing I see is my vision board. That's part of my vision board, obviously, is the part that I want to see, because I'm working on those are the most important goals for me right now. And have it there. Don't make the mistake of creating goals, writing them down, creating a vision board and putting it away. If you have a vision board, put it where you can see it every day, be it in your bedroom wall, your living room wall, your hallway wall, as long as it's somewhere where you can see it. And not just see it and just have it there, but check in on it. Look at it with intention. Don't just also put random things on your vision board or your goals and say, oh, Nomfundo is living this kind of life, I also want to know. Put it with intention. Put it because it's something that you really love, you really want, and that way it makes it easy for you to work towards it as well. So put it there. See it every day. Look at it. Go in and say, okay, this is goal number 1. Let's say, I want to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I see that. Okay, how am I doing with that? Review it, check in on your progress, and celebrate those wins. Like I said, look at your progress. Say, okay, I wanted to have 10,000 subscribers. I am at 7,000 subscribers. That is a win. It also helps you to work towards those goals, like adjust, because you look at it, you see it, and you say, okay, I need to work on this because I haven't worked on it. So make the necessary changes that need to be made to your goals in order to be able to achieve them. I'm not saying change your goals, because you put that goal there for a reason. Unless it was a goal that you made because, like I said, it was something that you felt like you wanted because someone else had it. No. Make goals that are very personal and true to you. That way you are able to work towards your goals. So yes, guys, these are the steps that I have for you today. And another important thing that I wanted to also mention is that I know a lot of people throw around the whole manifesting, put on a vision board and manifest. Manifestation does not work if you do not work towards it. That is a mistake that a lot of people fail to tell everyone, that yes, I manifested the life that I'm living right now. Like I said, I put on my vision board, I worked towards it. I did not just wake up and it just happened. No, I worked towards those things. The whole manifestation thing is that you put it down, you put it somewhere you can see it. And that way, your mind, you starting to live that life, walk in those steps, work towards living that life that you want to live. It's not just going to happen. So just a reminder that your goals, you put them down for a reason. Do not delete your goals just because they haven't come true mid-year. So even if it doesn't happen by the end of the year, like I mentioned to you, I still have goals that are on my very first vision board that have not come true, that have not happened yet, but because I really want it to happen, they are still there. I still add them to my next one. Also, comment below if you want us to create a vision board together, and I will show you how I create my vision board, both digitally and a physical one. So for now, thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next video. Bye.